Looks like it's official. Martin Truex Jr. will retire. The question now becomes, who takes over the 19 ride? After years of speculation, rumors swirling around about Martin Truex Jr.'s future, it has now been confirmed that Martin Truex Jr. will announce his retirement in a press conference tomorrow. At the conclusion of the 2024 season, Martin Truex Jr. will step away from NASCAR racing. Yo, what's up, everyone? My name is Jed. Welcome back to an episode of Inside the Lines. Hope we're having a wonderful day. And yeah, that's our big story to talk about. Martin Truex Jr., according to Jordan Bianchi from the article, dropped a bomb, a Bianchi bomb, by saying that Martin Truex Jr. will announce his retirement from NASCAR tomorrow in a press conference at Iowa Speedway and will retire at the end of the 2024 season. Now, unlike other retirements where it's usually announced maybe a few months before their final year to try and have this big celebration. Obviously, Junior had it, Jimmy Johnson, Kevin Harvick had it last year with the Forever campaign, but kind of fitting Martin Truex Jr.'s character, always kind of, I don't want to say bland, but, kind of just wants to do his job and then go home. Kind of fits his personality to not want to make a big deal out of everything and announce it basically halfway into the season. Now, of course, we have to first give our props to Truex. I mean, an incredible career, 34, I believe, career wins, the 2017 Cup Series champion with the little team that could at Furniture Row Racing, beating the big dogs of Joe Gibbs Racing, even though they have an alliance, Hendrick Motorsports, the Team Penske's of the world. Truly one of the most feel-good stories of NASCAR in recent memories. He has had one roller coaster career when you consider how he started. I mean, two-time Xfinity Series champion, 04 and 05. He goes to the Cup Series that following season full-time, right at the beginning of DEI's downfall. Gets the team's final win at Dover in 07, and then just goes through a long period of mediocre results. Finally gets a turnaround with Michael Waltrip Racing in 2011, 2012. Goes back to Victor Lane at Sonoma in 2013, just for Spingate to happen, and he's right back to square one. But him picking up the pieces at Furniture Row beginning in 2015 to have this incredible second half career. Multiple times he's won the Southern 500. I mentioned the Cup Series championship, countless wins. I mean, he has had one of the greatest second half periods in terms of a career that seemed to be, he may win a race, to now he's a Cup Series champion and will be a Hall of Famer sometime down the line. But as much as we will give Truex his flowers for everything he's done in this sport, we do have to talk about his replacement. This is one of the most seeked out rides that NASCAR has got so far in 2024. I mean, we're talking about the 19 ride at Joe Gibbs Racing. This ain't no ordinary ride. This is a top elite ride. So of course, a lot of drivers are going to be gunning for that ride. Now, according to Bob Parkhurst, that there have been multiple reports as to who could be going where. The 19 ride has been sought out by at least 3 drivers: Erik Jones, Noah Gragson, and Chase Briscoe. And Jordan Bianchi specifically highlighted Chase Briscoe in his article about him being the top candidate to replace Truex for 2025 in the 19 ride. Now, let's first talk about the other 2 drivers a little bit. Erik Jones, he does have a prior relationship with Joe Gibbs Racing, driving for that team from 2017 to, I believe, 2021. Driving, of course, replacing the 20 car that was driven by Matt Kenseth at Joe Gibbs Racing, or 2018 to 2021, I believe it was. So he does have experience driving for that team, and of course, driving for Toyota currently at the moment with Legacy Motor Club. You then look at Noah Gragson. Now, Gragson may not have the accolades or, in terms of the on-track, may not make sense to take over the 19 ride, but he does have that Bass Pro Shop sponsorship, which is the main anchor sponsor for the 19 ride is Bass Pro Shop. So you obviously have to make that connection. If Bass Pro Shops were to stay, Gragson could be a potential candidate considering that relationship. But then let's talk about Chase Briscoe. When you take a look at the 4 drivers at Stewart Haas Racing, Chase Briscoe is the most sought out free agent of the 4 drivers. We know how incredible a race car driver he is. We saw his incredible run in the Xfinity Series, that battle between him and Austin Cindric, winning 8-9 races, I think, in 2020, straight up beating out Kyle Busch in an Xfinity race at Darlington. I think, that was kind of like those first moments of, oh, this guy has something. And when you take a look at Chase Briscoe's career, yes, he does have that one win at Phoenix in 2022, but his career is kind of unfortunate because he arrived at the Cup Series the moment SHR started their downfall. So you really weren't able to see the true potential that Chase has. And I believe Chase Briscoe has a ton of talent, has so much to offer. And you look at some of the things that he also brings to the table. Mahindra Tractors, High Point, those are two companies that could potentially move with Chase Briscoe anywhere he wants to go. Now, there have also been rumors going around about him maybe being linked to the 21 ride, the Wood Brothers ride. More than likely, Harrison Burton will get the boot one way or another. But when you take a look at the ride offers, I mean, if you're Chase Briscoe, you got the 21 or the 19 ride. Obviously, you're going to take the 19 ride. It's currently sitting 5th in points, and despite some very unfortunate issues like Sonoma running out of gas and the restart thing with Hamlin back at Richmond, he could have had a couple wins in the bank if it weren't for some of those incidents going wrong. So you look at that aspect, Briscoe to the 19 ride, Briscoe to Toyota, it would be another punch in the gut for Ford to lose another top driver. I mean, Ford has just been losing. So for Ford to potentially lose another high prospect in Chase Briscoe would just be another blow to Ford's future in terms of the next generation of drivers. Well, obviously, this is going to be a big game for Toyota if they can get Chase Briscoe. Now, obviously, there are no details. I mean, we have to wait much later on down the line for any type of details regarding the status of the 19 car in 2025. But I do believe that it's going to come down more than likely between Gregson and Briscoe. Gregson, really, the only reason why Gregson is because of that Bass Pro Shop sponsorship. That's really it. But I think if Joe Gibbs is able to convince Bass Pro Shops to stay regardless who pilots the 19 ride, you obviously have to look at a guy like Chase Briscoe because he is a driver that I don't think any team would at least would pass on by. Every single team, even if they have all their drivers locked up, they would take a look at Chase Briscoe because, again, he does bring a lot to the table, and I think he's a very talented racing driver. And you put him in good equipment, he can do something. We have seen the Chase Briscoe do stuff with the 14 ride, even though when Stewart-Haas Racing was at its worst. I mean, hell, you look at 2022, finished inside the top 10 in points. Hell, even this year, granted, Stewart-Haas has been coming up just a little bit. The fact that he is in the playoff hunt is still a shock. I mean, you look at Josh Berry, who's sitting 20th in points, but Briscoe is one of those drivers that could really point his way in. He's had some very good runs in 2024 that shows you that there is something there. It's just the equipment is holding him back. And hopefully he will be in a position in 2025 where he is in a position where he's able to show the talent that he has and show how committed he is to being a good racing driver in the Cup Series. And I think him going to the 19 ride would be an amazing opportunity and a successful relationship for both parties. But that's for down the line. As for now, again, hopefully, but that's down the line. For now, it's time that we give our flowers to Truex. Again, with this announcement, I'm not shocked by it because, again, it's been going around for years now about maybe so, like, yeah, I may come back, maybe not. But I think now with, so much drivers that are free agents in 2024, JGR is probably pressuring Truex like, yo, make a decision now. And I think Truex is finally like, all right, fine. It's my time to go. So I'm not surprised hearing this announcement. I know people are saying, listen, he's at the top of his game, but I think that's a good thing. I think Truex wants that. He wants to leave at the top of his game. We have seen too many drivers stay in the sport longer than they should have. And I don't want to put words in his mouth, but I won't be surprised if Truex felt like, you know what? I'm getting up there. He is the oldest driver at the moment. He will be 44 later this year. So he is the oldest driver at 43 years old. He's done a lot in this sport. He will be a Hall of Famer. And he's sitting at the top of his game, sitting 5th in points, not too far behind the regular season leader in Kyle Larson. I feel like for Truex, this would be the perfect time to go ahead and say goodbye. But those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below on Truex's retirement. Are you shocked? Are you not? Who do you think will take over the 19 ride? And go overall, give me your thoughts on silly season as a whole. What do you think is going to happen? Again, leave your thoughts down below. Until next time, my name is Jet from MDK. Thank you so much for watching. and I'll see y'all next time.
You can't tell me now about time. Do you know how many lines I done put down? Vibes I done sent out, but we ain't here to dig. I'll up the market till they come red carpet and kids. Success still the target, soon I'll be crossing that bridge. But can't bring everybody with me, family only. I got some people think I owe a favor, barely know me. That's why my focus on the road, it's all I know. I see them sticking close to play the